So happy Monday. Welcome to block 4, the last block of this SMP program, which is a little bit insane. I can't believe that we are like 3/4 of the way done now. I feel pretty good about this block, pretty optimistic. I had a really good meeting with my team leader this morning, and I feel like I can finish strong and just put everything into this. It's the last little kick and get a GPA at the end that I am very proud of. We do have quite a few exams this block. I'm not sure how it'll group together into specific grades. We have our class meeting on Thursday, so I can tell you a little bit more after that, but we are taking GI anatomy, repro anatomy, GI and repro as their physiology courses, endocrinology, and then also finishing up the semester-long SMP specific pharm and advanced physiology, pathophysiology courses. So that feels like a lot going on, but everyone has said that this block is a little bit easier than block 3, so we'll see how that plays out. It sounds like kind of a lot to me though. It is 2:30 now though. I'm gonna get back to lectures because we have 8 assigned to us today, so starting off nice and strong, but I'll talk to you again in a little bit. Alright, hello, it's 5:15 now. I just got back from a run. One of my big resolutions for this block is to not let being in grad school be an excuse to not work on any of my other goals, because I've wanted to run a half marathon for the longest time now. So Layla's right here, she's a great running buddy. But I've wanted to for so long, and I just start and do a couple of runs and then quit again, or get a little bit into the block and it gets busy and then I quit. And so I'm sticking with it this time. I know I can balance both. I just need to stop giving up, basically. But I'm gonna do it this time, and if I don't, you should yell at me if I don't include going for runs a couple times in my vlogs, because I really want to. I don't want to jinx myself, but I would really, really love to start training for a half marathon, and I know that that is even a bigger time commitment, but I just think it would be nice to start doing it, to have that accomplishment. That sense of accomplishment would be really satisfying. But at least I need to run more often because it makes me feel really good, and neglecting your health is not the way to go. But anyways, also, this is how red my face gets when I run. This has honestly calmed down quite a bit. I used to be so embarrassed about it. This is why I wore foundation every day for a few years in high school, and then just kind of got over myself and accepted it. But anyways, I am going to make dinner and then get back to studying because we still have so many lectures to get through. Good morning, happy Tuesday. It is 9:30 now. Our one mandatory class for the day was moved to Zoom, and so we get to have a fully from home study day, and I'm very excited to just be very cozy, and I'm gonna switch back and forth between studying and cleaning because I didn't do my usual Sunday reset, so the apartment is a bit messier than I would like it. It's also still pretty rainy today, so that very much adds to the cozy vibes, and just a perfect day to be in a big hoodie and some soft socks and just get a lot of work done. So I'm gonna start on my Anki now.
Look at the donor log.
Alright, I just finished that lecture. It's 3 now. That was supposed to be a flipped session with practice and to further our understanding, and there was about 2 hours of pre-lecture to go with this that we were meant to do before the lecture, obviously pre-lecture. But then the lecture itself was not a flipped session at all. It was the exact same slides and the exact same content as the prep that we all did. And so I'm not really sure what the point of that was or why they did it that way. I really thought it was supposed to be a flipped session, and it was mandatory because the inter-session pharm classes have been mandatory, and that was part of that. But it was on Zoom. Thank God it was switched to Zoom. So I just cleaned my apartment. Look how organized my desk is, and made myself this strawberry matcha. It's a weird color because of the strawberry syrup, but anyways, I have plenty of other work to do. I'm very happy that my apartment is so clean now, and I'm gonna get to my actual lectures. Alright, it is 5:15 now. I'm going to do this short Pilates workout, take Layla for her little evening walk, eat dinner, and then power through as many lectures as I can this evening.
Here is a single layer of cell of the columnar type of real pictures, not just schematic pictures. And there's a number of entrances and of impregnations of the structures into the lamina propria. And this is the so-called gastric pit, and this is the multifilar appearance of this stomach.
All right, hello. It is 10 p.m. now. I think I'm done for the night and gonna do like my evening routine. Maybe I'll start on my new Anki cards, but mostly I just want to do like my skincare and wind down and read and everything. I did do technically 6 lectures today if you want to count the grad pharm lecture, but you know, really 5 lectures, made 402 new Anki cards from those, which I know is a lot, but I really want A's this block. I don't know. I'm trying to be more thorough. We'll see. We'll see if I keep up making quite that many, but it really did all feel like important information, and I really want to do well and finish strong in this last block. But anyways, I'm gonna head to bed now, and I will see you in the morning. Alright, hello. It is like 11:30 now. I feel like I look so silly post-run, but this is my proof to you that I went for another 2-mile run this morning. Tried to go during a lull in the rain, and I do think this was probably like the lightest rain period to go, but still pretty damp. My feet are like soaked through, so that's a little unpleasant, but I've warmed up some spicy rice that I meal prepped with cabbage, tofu, edamame for lunch, and I'm gonna eat this, do some more of my Anki. I'm not quite done with that yet, and then we have our first anatomy lab of the semester at 3 today, so I'll see you in a bit. I am feeling very sleepy. It's like 7:30 now. Our first anatomy lab was good. Our labs are not like lab like dissection lab. It's almost like how they moved like STEM labs online for COVID, where we like watch videos and look at images to label everything, because the point of like an anatomy lab is to understand the anatomy and see how everything fits together and whatnot. So we just do that with pictures and videos, and then we have the actual cadaveric viewing sessions once per exam, I believe, so that will come much later. But yeah, anyways, the anatomy lab was good. I'm just so tired now. The first week back is always so hard because there's so much going on, and there's always so much going on here, but you're like, or I'm at least like extra tired from coming back from spring break and having to get back into and adjusted to working just like constantly. But I have lectures to do, obviously, so I'm gonna get back to those now and just see how much I can get done with the rest of my evening. Hello, happy Thursday, almost through our first week back to classes. Today's big focus is the pharmacology exam that is tomorrow. I think I said this earlier, but this unit of pharmacology is much more like public health pharmacology as opposed to knowing a bunch of drugs and interactions and whatnot. So it shouldn't be nearly as hard as the first pharmacology exam, but I still want to do well in it. Obviously, I want to get an A in this course. But this one is much more over like pharmaceutical tactics. We had like a whole class about marketing opioids, so it's been really interesting. Not quite as intense as regular pharmacology, which is fine by me, but still need to study for it. One of the former SMP students sent us like a big document with answers to the learning objectives, like a big kind of summary sheet of the course. So I'm going to go over that today and go through the lecture objectives that we've been given and just kind of make sure that I know all of those for each lecture, do the few Anki cards that I've made for the course, and I feel like I'll be in a pretty good spot after that. This afternoon, we do also have the class meeting, so I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about how the med school exams and lectures are corresponding to our specific grades for the SMP program. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna be my day. I'm gonna start with the lecture objectives and adding some Anki from there if I feel like I need to. Alright, hello. It is like 8:30 now. I've just finished my studying for the evening, my exam prep for the day, and I'm gonna head to bed kind of soon because, as you may or may not know, my pre-exam routine is to go to bed early and then get up early the next morning and do like a final review for the last few hours before I go in to take the exam, and that just makes me feel like calmed before going into it and like I truly am prepared. It's like nice to have that refresher before actually taking the exam. But my expectation going into this, just based on what upperclassmen have said, is that this is not going to be a terribly difficult exam. I still don't want to underestimate it or anything. I'm not changing up my pre-exam routine by any means, but I do feel like pretty confident going into it just based on what everyone has been saying. But we did also get the exam logistics earlier today, and it is a only 33 questions and 70-minute exam, and it starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, which is also not that early. The last thing that I should do before I go to bed is just the foundational rounds questions, because we have that basically right after the exam tomorrow, but I might also just do that right after the exam tomorrow, because if it's only 70 minutes, that's less time than they like budgeted on the calendar. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna do that tomorrow, actually, now that I think about it. Other update, we did have the class meeting today, and so we talked about kind of how the med courses fit into our SMP grades, and we're still getting grades for only 2 med courses on like our transcripts, but they are combining endo and repro into one kind of gigantic course. There's a lot of non-exam points this block compared to all the other blocks. Like a giant endo paper is the majority of our, or repro, a giant repro paper is like a big chunk of our endo repro grade, and then the other one is the GI class. It's nice to have extra points outside to kind of cushion that exam and not make the exam so like end all be all. But yeah, we'll talk about it more as everything comes up, of course, but for now, good night, wish me luck, I'll see you in the morning. Alright, hello, it is Monday, April 8th now. I just did not have it in me to vlog on Friday when I was taking the exam and doing foundational rounds and anatomy lab and everything. So I wanted to open the Pharm Exam 2 grades together. I'm sorry that you can hear my washing machine in the background. I needed more clean clothes for the week and I didn't want to put off recording this so that it could be like a genuine opening them together reaction and whatnot, and I need to know now. So I'm gonna set you down, I'm gonna open the exam grades. Okay, nice. Very happy about that. Exactly how I expected to, exactly how I wanted to do. Yeah, proud of myself. Thank you so much for joining me this week for this vlog, and I will see you in the next one.